Whoa, mama, a Brandon Aiyuk trade seems imminent, and we have all the latest details and how it directly affects the New York Jets. Let's roll.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
What's going on, everybody? Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your friggin' podcasts. As you enter the room, make sure you like the video, hit subscribe, show some hospitality for Pete's sakes, you gosh darn animals, and let's get this party started. Whoa, mamacita. I had a different plan for what we were going to talk about today, but the latest hot and heavy Brandon Aiyuk trade rumors were too juicy, too salacious to not sink our teeth into, and it comes from last night. I'll give you guys the latest right here, and also if you're watching live, you can vote in our poll of the day. We won't always have one, but today seems appropriate to have one. If you go over to YouTube, you can vote on that. I'm curious to see the results, and it's this. Breaking news from last night's from 49ers on NBC, okay? Here's the quote. The 49ers had the framework of a Brandon Aiyuk trade with both the Cleveland Browns and the New England Patriots, source told Matt Mayako. Okay, and it's up to Aiyuk to decide if he will accept either team's contract terms. Apparently, the 49ers have agreed. Again, the framework, so Browns and Patriots have acquiesced the San Francisco 49ers on what they'd be seeking in a trade, and now it's up to the contractual stuff, which we heard from Mike Florio a couple weeks back. That wouldn't be a problem with other teams because they'd be more than willing to compensate him financially for the wide receiver package. It seems like not if Brandon Aiyuk is going to be traded, but where he's going to be traded. And the latest is, so we presented three options, and also in the article, because people are saying, well, Paul, what about Pittsburgh? What about this team? What about that team? I'll give you the latest from the article, and we can go from there on what's available here, okay? So we talked about the framework for the Browns and the Patriots. The 49ers gave permission to Aiyuk to negotiate potential contracts with the Browns, Patriots, Washington Commanders, and the Pittsburgh Steelers, according to NBC. The Commanders have removed themselves from trade talks for Aiyuk, and the Steelers effectively no longer are an option after they declined to meet the 49ers trade demands. So Commanders out, Steelers out of the sweepstakes. And the Browns and Patriots have given, quote, their best offers to Aiyuk's camp and have presented trade proposals to the 49ers that they have accepted. So now it's basically a Tyreek Hill situation where the Chiefs said, yeah, we like your Jets, your trade package, Jets. Okay, Dolphins, we like your trade package. Tyreek, flip a coin. We don't give a flying hoot. Go wherever you want. He ends up picking the Miami Dolphins. And I will tell you, from when that story popped to like being in the moment, like, oh my goodness, are we about to get Tyreek Hill? Like, because it came out of nowhere. First off, it said, Ian Rappaport shared, Tyreek Hill is potentially going to be traded. I'm like, oh my goodness, he's about to be traded. What the heck? And then all of a sudden, the two teams are the Jets and the Dolphins. All of a sudden, it took it to another level, and my heart was going. It started just going crazy. I'm like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? And I was sitting at my computer ready to live react one way or the other, and we ended up, unfortunately, or fortunately, because we ended up with Garrett Wilson, so I guess it worked out in the long run, but it ended up being in this situation where you're freaking out. So now go over to our YouTube poll, and we have it live. Again, you have three options. As a Jets fan, where do you prefer star wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk ends up in 2024? The Cleveland Browns, the New England Patriots, or the San Francisco 49ers? So keep voting on that live. I'm seeing the poll jumping all over the place as live votes are coming in. Again, that's on your YouTube channel, youtube.com/boygreen25. Make sure you vote because I'm interested to react to this because it's not so simple. So the Jets played the San Francisco 49ers week 1. And I will just say, I hope Brandon Aiyuk is not on that team because Brandon Aiyuk is really good. And to be honest, the 49ers that they trade him are idiots, absolute morons. I mean, we'll see what the packages are potentially to get him. But, oh my good golly, Brandon Aiyuk, that is one of their better players on at the wide receiver position. You could say he's their best wide receiver. You could make that argument. You can debate about Debo, but the 49ers are about to get weaker. Now, in the NBC piece, it does say part of the trade would include a veteran receiver going back. Let's start off in New England. New England sucks. They don't have anyone at wide receiver. If they're going to flip someone back, maybe like a Kendrick Bourne who has former 49ers connections, but come on, there's nothing close to Brandon Aiyuk to Kendrick Bourne. But if you go over to the other team, Cleveland, they are loaded with wide receivers. They got Jerry Jeudy, they got Amari Cooper, they got our former boy, Elijah Moore. Plus, you have this guy coming in. If I'm the 49ers, I'm probably targeting Elijah Moore, but Elijah Moore just hasn't shown anything yet consistently. So this is just wild, absolutely wild. Again, I just can't reiterate this enough. It makes no sense for the 49ers to trade Brandon Aiyuk. They are trying to win a Super Bowl right now. Why would you get rid of one of your better players? If you're going to do this, it was better to do it before the draft and get the draft capital to help this team for 2024. Again, I'm cool with it if this is what they're going to do, but it doesn't make any sense. And like I said, even if you get a receiver back, like I said, New England, Kendrick Bourne, non-needle mover, doesn't do anything. And then you go to Cleveland, Amari Cooper just reworked his deal, so that one seems unlikely. Jerry Jeudy just got a new deal. That one seems unlikely. And then who is it? Elijah Moore? Again, talented, but he's been kind of a basket case since being in the NFL. Did the 49ers finally unlock him? I don't know if suddenly I'm scared of Elijah Moore in San Francisco. So, boy, this one is just wild, seemingly out of nowhere. And, boy, we may get a resolution to this situation. So as I'm answering the poll, again, that we have on YouTube here, again, the votes are going all over the place. Right now, it's a lean towards the 49ers. Where would you prefer he ends up? And right now, it's the 49ers. Because I would imagine that the lean right now, is San Francisco's in the NFC, and you got one game against them, and maybe you play them in the Super Bowl if everything breaks right. So maybe you play them twice, and the other teams are in the AFC. But here's how I view it. Cleveland is loaded at wide receiver. Jerry Jeudy, Amari Cooper, and then if you add Aiyuk, and it didn't include those top two options, which, like I said, I don't think it would because the contracts were already altered. Amari Cooper's contract was just altered, and Jerry Jeudy just got a brand new deal from Cleveland, so it doesn't make sense for either of them to move. And then you got three amazing wide receivers, but there's only one football. And we've heard what Elijah Moore said when he didn't get the ball. How's that going to work unless he's the one that gets traded back to San Fran? So there's still a little bit up in the air there. But Cleveland, I think there's a potential to be a disaster because if Deshaun Watson continues to suck, and I'll tell you, when he was back in Houston, I said, whoa, this guy's the next coming. He looks spectacular. He looks fantastic. And then everything happened, and he has not looked like the same guy post everything that immediately has happened here. So that one to me is interesting. Okay, let's go to Danny in real life. He immediately chimes in on Twitter, which, by the way, we're streaming live on Heavy on Jets Facebook page, YouTube.com, and Twitter. Let's go over this. Danny in real life. With Kittle, CMC, and Debo, having Bourne as wide receiver 2 and realistically offensive weapon number 4 at a cheaper price with that and still isn't horrible. I still think that's horrible because, again, you're trying to win a Super Bowl. Is Debo a solid wide receiver 1? Can he stay healthy? Kendrick Bourne is a pure wide receiver. If I was the 49ers, I'd be trying to get rid of Debo, not Brandon Aiyuk. He's young. He's a wide receiver. He gave you your biggest play in that NFC Championship game on the Aiyuk or the Ali Aiyuk, whatever they're calling that play where the Lions should have intercepted it. And is Kendrick Bourne a wide receiver too? I don't know about all that. Let's see Kendrick Bourne's numbers semi-recently. It's the old Kendrick Bourne. Yeah, oh, geez. His best season is 800 yards, and that was 3 years ago. 200, 400, 300, 600, 800, 400, 430 catches a year. I don't know, man. I don't know if Brandon Aiyuk, or Kendrick Bourne as a wide receiver 2 is good. I would push back on that. Wide receiver 3, maybe? Wide receiver 4? Wide receiver 2, I don't think so. They're losing a ton of talent with that there. And then premium assets, what are they? And plus, they don't help this year. Quite frankly, the premium assets are great for the 49ers in the future. This is about right now, winning the Super Bowl. This isn't – the 49ers have been around. They've been around. They've been in the Super Bowl and lost. They've been in the Super Bowl and lost. They've been in a bunch of NFC Championship games. Come on, man. Kendrick Bourne, stop. Brandon Aiyuk is on a different stratosphere than Kendrick Bourne. And Kendrick Bourne as a wide receiver 2 would be completely underwhelming. But the fact of the matter is, if I'm the 49ers, I don't move Brandon Aiyuk. I find whatever way I can to keep him. honestly. But putting that aside, how it affects the AFC and the Jets specifically, if Brandon Aiyuk gets moved over here, Cleveland, I think, has a potential to be a disaster. If Deshaun Watson suddenly becomes the quarterback they was in Houston, maybe Cleveland can be incredibly dangerous. Their roster is loaded. It's a spectacular roster, unbiased, objectively. They've got David Njoku. They've got the wide receivers. They've got Nick Chubb recovering. That defense is spectacular with Myles Garrett and so much talent all over the place. Again, the Cleveland Browns roster is loaded. And they're in the AFC North where there's all kinds of teams all over the place. Super talented. Super talented. Yeah, absolutely. And then you have the New England Patriots. Now, the Patriots suck. But I had a call last night from a fellow Jets content creator I may or may not be doing a show later today with. And he said, oh, no, I don't want him to go to New England, Brandon Aiyuk, because these rumors came out last night, because he thinks that Aiyuk can be like the Stephon Diggs to Josh Allen for Drake May. And certainly it would help Drake May's development if and when he gets on the field eventually this year to have Brandon Aiyuk. But I feel like that is if you're trying to troubleshoot the impact, putting him in New England, I think, is a safe spot, because on Cleveland, there's a chance it could do very well. Obviously, in San Fran, we've seen the heights that it can go. Brandon Aiyuk has been spectacular. In New England, the ceiling would be somewhat limited. Jacoby Brissett is a guy. He's just a guy. He's just a man, Rocky. He's just a man. He's just a guy. And then Drake May, we have no idea what he's going to be, but people say he needs some TLC on the bench. So Brandon Aiyuk will be somewhat compromised down there, because as Danny asked, like, who was Kendrick Bourne's quarterback in all those situations? Well, who the hell's going to be Brandon Ayuk's quarterback in New England? Now, if he has the choice, I'd be surprised which it seems like he does by all the reporting here, I'd be incredibly surprised if Brandon Aiyuk chooses New England. Calvin Ridley had a chance to choose New England. He said, no thanks. Why would Brandon Aiyuk, with a questionable quarterback situation and a roster that doesn't quite look up to snuff, if he's trying to get money and win, which I would imagine he could get the money from anywhere, Cleveland or what have you, then what are we talking about here? So continue to vote in that poll. The poll is bouncing around. It's getting more even between the Cleveland Browns and the San Francisco 49ers. But we sent this out about 20 minutes ago. We got like 50 votes in that. So keep those votes coming. I'll be curious to kind of check that temperature throughout. We will check that temperature. Back to Danny here on Twitter. NFC is weak. They could get back without Aiyuk. Most talented roster in the league. It very well could be the most talented roster in the league. Let's take a peek ski at the NFC here for a second. All right, so we've got, I still like Dallas a lot. I'm not as high on the Eagles this year, but hey, to each their own. The Lions are terrific. They're going to be there. Falcons are terrific. They got a lot of talent. Matthew Stafford, that team's going to be good, man. That team's going to be good. I don't believe in anyone else in the NFC South, so flush that. The Cardinals, I think, are going to be better than people think, but not in the conversation we're having. Seattle, I don't know. Packers, depending on your vibe with Green Bay, whether you think they make this dramatic leap. Boy, I don't know. If I am, to Danny's point here, right, they could get by without it. I don't know, man. They couldn't get by with him. What makes you think suddenly they could get by without him? I don't know, man. I think we're underrating the impact that Brandon Aiyuk has on a team. I think we're underrating that. Dave Briga. New England would have to pay big time since they want Aiyuk for May. Well, apparently the 49ers have accepted both trade packages, so the only thing they'd have to pay maybe is money. So maybe money would have to be a lot more in New England, maybe. I don't know that. I'm just speculating, but that could be possible. Peter Campisi on YouTube. If you give a wide receiver $30 million, you do not win a Super Bowl. You just flushed a fortune down the toilet. Yeah, I will not be crying for, I'm not going to be crying for billionaires. Let's go to Wednesday here on the YouTube channel. As a Jets fan, I want him in Cleveland, but I think he chooses New England to be the only guy. Ooh, that's a good point. Interesting. Yeah, because Cleveland, there's a lot of bodies. Jared B mentions Green Bay. I thought at first I read this as Green Boy, which I just have to tell you guys real quick because obviously this is my channel. So thank you everyone to the near 500 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. I am Paul Esden Jr., aka Boy Green, but I will tell you, I get called Green Boy a lot. Yeah, I know that's not what Jared B was trying to say here, but I do get called Green Boy a lot. We just I do sports talk radio for a living, and we just had somebody in because we were celebrating this like a sporting achievement that this young man had in town. He like bowled the 300, and it was very interesting circumstances. And his whole family comes in the studio, and like, we've heard so much about you, Green Boy. And I'm like, yes, I'm glad you have. Yes, Green Boy, thank you very much. One of my bosses calls me Green Boy. Yeah, which is hilarious. So yeah, it is. I don't correct them though. I'm just like, yes, thank you, God bless. Yes, but I've been called Green Boy a lot. Green Boy a lot. I mean, it's close. It's sort of close, but yeah, a lot of Green Boy. Yep. That happens. And boy, we could get this trade on the show, so that'd be terrific if this happens here on the program. But Shadow Realm's like, sounds like Green Bean sidekick. I'm Green Boy. Yeah. Obviously not Jetsons fans. That's right, Snowball. I could be. I'm ready with the cape and everything when Green Bean welcomes me in that role in the Green Bean Cave. I'm ready for that. Snowball says, watch, he'll go to New England. Just no Buffalo. Buffalo can't afford him, Darren. Buffalo can't afford his ass. No way. That would surprise me. Hey, you never know. Sometimes there's dark horse teams that pop out of nowhere. Nope. Send his ass to Canada. Okay, well, I guess that'd be a preferred option. Daniel on YouTube says, Aiyuk is a me guy. Who'd want this guy? Who would want this guy? Okay, let me just do this real quick because I'm pretty sure I know him off the top of my head, but just for giggles, Brandon Aiyuk stats. Who would want this guy? Yeah, I'd want this guy. The last 2 years, 78 catches, 1,000 yards, 8 tutties. 75 catches, 1,300 yards, 7 touchdowns. He averaged 17.9 yards per reception last year. Good Lord have mercy. Good night. That is incredible. That had to be among the league leaders. There's no question about it. Explosive. Big playability. Young, 26 years of age. I mean, who wouldn't want Brandon Aiyuk? I mean, let's be honest. Obviously, there's a lot of extracurricular activities apparently that's going on, and he has not been afraid to use social media with cryptic tweets and things of that nature. But boy, the product on the field has been friggin' spectacular. I mean, this guy is the real deal, man. Absolutely, he has been spectacular. And NC, damn straight, I would rather play San Francisco without Aiyuk. Again, I repeat, Deebo Samuel is really good, but he's not a pure wide receiver. And you've seen it. He's not a guy that's going to be able to do the full route tree and give you everything that Brandon Aiyuk can with the speed, the suddenness, those sorts of things. Like, Deebo is a mauler and he can break tackles and all that, but he's proven that he's got kryptonite, and it's injuries. And I was just watching, I'm catching up on the Netflix series. I never finished the full wide receiver thing, but I saw Deebo just get hit on the arm, and they started getting this nerve stuff. I'm like, ew, that's scary. So, man, Deebo is certainly human. And, yeah, I'd rather play the 49ers without Aiyuk. That's good news for business. I think about all the other problems they have. Trent Williams isn't in camp. Please, let's welcome all that. The Jets have all their own problems, obviously, with the Hassan Reddick situation. Let's give problems for our week 1 opponent. That would be nice. Let's see. Why the hell did the Browns want him? Because he's really good, but I don't know. Get another receiver, Why not? I love Terrence. Look at this confidence here. Terrence Hill says, we are Super Bowl contenders. Don't matter where he goes. We got him covered. I like the chutzpah. Brandon Aiyuk, again, in case you're just joining us, here's the latest. As we're doing the show live at 7:49 in the morning, on, I believe today's Tuesday, August 6th. All the days are going together. Long story short, it appears that the 49ers have the framework of a trade, a Brandon Aiyuk trade with both the Cleveland Browns and New England Patriots, according to 49ers on NBC. Now it's up to Aiyuk to decide if he'll accept either team's contract terms. So kind of the thing we're debating here on the show is because the Jets, of course, play the 49ers week 1. They're in the same division as New England. They're in the same conference as Cleveland. Where, as a Jets fan, would you prefer him to go? And sometimes it's a little more complicated because do you just want him in the NFC and you just play him when you play him? Do you want him in your division, but it doesn't matter because you think New England stinks? Cleveland has a lot of receivers, so that's perhaps the most volatile where, like, it could be really good, but it could be really bad with only one football going around. I see another Bills coming here. Let me go back to Danny. It's fun chatting with Danny. Danny in real life. Bills are in a spot cap-wise where they could maneuver to get him, but they're out of the max deal wide receiver 1 market. Death by 1,000 paper cuts philosophy. Everyone eats. Kincaid, Samuel, Shakir, Cook, Knox, Coleman. Danny, if I were you, I'd be saying the same exact things. If I was a Bills fan, if I'm somehow Buffalo Boy or whatever the hell I'd be called in that weird alternate multiverse, I'd be saying the same things you are. It's better this way. I'd be trying to spin it and say it's better without Stephon Diggs. We can spread the wealth. Defenses can't focus on any one guy. We will see if the Bills can live up to that. I have no idea they can. You don't, and no one does. We have no idea. And that's the truth. We don't know. We have no idea. Can Keon Coleman separate at the NFL level? Not sure. No idea. Can some of these other guys like Khalil Shakir, Curtis Samuel, this gadget guy, James Cook. I thought when the Bills are running the football with James Cook, that, boy, they look dangerous, and then they always go away from it. They don't commit to it. That's one issue I've observed from the outside looking in is, boy, they should be running the ball more. And more often with more conviction. But we will see. Again, if I was Blue Boy, what is it? Boy Blue? Oh, Jared B. Okay, Boy Blue. If I was Boy Blue somehow, I'd be spinning it the same way you are. Can Josh Allen pull the Patrick Mahomes? Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs traded away Tyreek Hill. They won 2 straight Super Bowls. Yeah, I think that worked. Yeah. He raised the talent of the team around him. Can Josh Allen do that for these guys? Like Kincaid is really good, and you have Knox, but these receivers are receivers. Can he raise them to another level? We'll see this year. If he can, he might be the MVP. If he can't, well, then maybe things go in a different direction. But we will see. All right, let's go over to the phone lines. I'm curious to hear the pulse of the fans. So if you guys would like to call into the show, hop on over to YouTube. Even if you're watching on the Heavy on Jets page or on Twitter, feel free to hop on over. And you can call into the show. I want to hear the people's takes on this. Where do we want him to go? And maybe, and just maybe, he gets moved live in the middle of the show. That would be wild because it feels imminent based on everything that we're hearing. That is now the pinned message. Okay, you can also vote in the poll. That one's also available. But you can call into the show right now. YouTube.com/BoyGreen25. Click the link. Be in a relatively quiet place. We'll bring you up on the show. Where the hell do you want Brandon Aiyuk to go? Do you want him to go nowhere and stay with San Francisco? I heard someone say earlier, hey, why doesn't he just stay on San Francisco? They keep dealing with contract issues, and then he shows up in week 2. Okay, I'd be cool with that too. That's another option, more lengthy in words, but that's one I did not include as a poll option. Sign me up. I'd be for it. Yes. Hopefully the same thing. I think the bigger one to me is Trent Williams. Boy, if he doesn't show up, oh boy, that could be a biggie. All right. We got 500 people in the room. Like the video. Hit subscribe, everybody. All right, let's head on over to the phone lines. It seems like we have an enthusiast that would like to share their takes here on a Tuesday edition of Boy Green Daily. Let's go to Mr. Fulton here on the show. What's up, buddy?
Good morning, Paul. How are you this morning?
I'm doing spectacular. How about yourself?
Doing all right. We're heading to the fair today.
Oh, nice. Oh, great.
So do you think, let's see, Aaron Rodgers could face against Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, we got him. I believe that's Week 11 Sunday Night Football.
So what's your best guess for the score or something like that for the preseason?
Oh,
What
for
do you
the
think?
preseason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. Our first game's coming up on Saturday. New York Jets, Washington Commanders. I think the Jets are going to take care of business because I love the depth of this Jets team. It's still TBD. Robert Saleh said yesterday he won't know his preseason plan until Friday. So we won't. I don't know if the media will know that by Friday. So of how many starters are going to end up playing in that game.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We actually had a softball game on Saturday.
Okay.
So we lost a game, our first game. But
I'm
the
sorry
good
about
news is I caught the ball out of the outfield, and so I'm like the center field, like Dave. Can't remember his last name, the baseball player, but I look like him. So
Oh, cool. Well,
yep,
great action out there, Mr. Fulton. That must have been a great play.
yep. Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah.
So we've
Yeah,
got
you
games
bet.
coming up pretty soon, so we'll keep you guys posted, and hopefully we'll get it played out.
Hey, please do. But before you go, what's the thing you're looking for at the fair? What are you going to be doing? You get certain foods or anything, or
I'm
what?
gonna try some. I'm gonna try some new foods on my channel.
Okay, there
So
you
I'm
go.
gonna try like the blueberry milkshake or the Bloody Mary
Oh wow.
because it's got corn dog, cheese fries, cotton candy,
Ooh, nice.
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I've tried gator nuggets when I was there at the fair a couple of years ago. They were very weird, very strange.
Yep, it
Not sure I
sure is.
recommend them.
But
But anywho,
I'll be going
yeah.
live at 10 o'clock. So
Okay, awesome. Well, I hope you have a good time.
I sure will. Thank you.
All right. Thank you to Mr. Fulton. Okay. A lot to unpack in that call. That was a lot of fun. Fair. Yeah, we got the great New York State Fair here in New York. I don't know. I know we got people that listen and watch from all over, but yeah, we got the great New York State Fair right here in town with all the funky foods. Got great bands. My radio station is prominently at this great New York State Fair all the time. So yeah, it's a grand old time, baby. Thank you for the call, Mr. Fulton. For sure. Right on the Williams take, Boy Green. I appreciate that, Dave. Thank you. Yeah, I would just say this. Excuse me. I would say this on the Brandon Aiyuk situation. He's an immensely talented football player. I would say that Brandon Aiyuk on the Patriots, again, I think that limits the immediate impact. But with him being such a young player, 25, 26, there's a chance that could obviously help the development of Drake May, which is something James Woody, by the way, is the name of the individual who called me last night, and we were talking about it. And he was not a big fan of that. So that's another consideration in the conversation. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We've got Dave joining us here on the program. What's up, Dave?
How are you, Boy Green?
No, welcome
What's
to the
going
show.
on? Yeah, the first time I've been on. I'm usually on Jake's show. I've been on there for a while.
Okay.
But yeah, I see that rumor was by this person, Cam Marino. About
no,
Aiyuk,
this
so-
one, yeah. I will say any Cam Marino stuff is garbage. So I don't take any of that for a line of anything. This report last night is from NBC, 49ers on NBC, and I always butcher his last name, but he's been covering the 49ers for 30 years. His name is Matt Mayako, and he was right on the Debo Samuel stuff a long time ago, and I trust him. But anything from Cam Marino is straight trash, straight cheeks. It's made up nonsense.
So on the Steelers, let it the Steelers content, they threw it down the drain because the Steelers never pay. They never pay.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
gonna
that's not their DNA. That they make some big,
No.
sexy, splashy move like this. That's not their DNA.
I'm up here in Steelers country, up in Northeast PA, and
Mhm.
all the fans, they get hyped up. The Steelers but they never spend any money. So I don't get it. You know why they're always so close, but they never go over the top for spending wise.
Mhm.
You know what?
And
And we signed their fellow Le'Veon Bell a long time ago. We paid the price for that deal.
we 100% did. And then think about
Yeah,
this one, that it's not just money. So first off, the Steelers wouldn't normally do this if it's just a free agent. In this particular case, you'd have to give up draft assets to the 49ers and immediately pay him. That is like double against the Steelers' DNA. So if that happened, again, according to the latest from Matt Mayako of 49ers on NBC, the Steelers are out of the conversation because they didn't want to pay the price that was required to San Francisco. So they like pulled themselves from the sweepstakes, if that is to be believed. And that one vibes with everything I've ever known about Pittsburgh.
right. So what's the story with New England? Then are they gonna pay up? I don't think. Are they gonna pay that money big time in all the draft choices?
The reason why I think they would is for kind of what we've kind of hinted at here with the New England possibility. And that is they tried to apparently earlier this offseason swing for Calvin Ridley. And they were close. It was him and Tennessee back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I guess Tennessee and the money was a little bit more than New England. So New England gets burned. They swing and a miss, and everyone knows about it. So it's sort of embarrassing for them. I think now that they have this other opportunity to put the supporting cast eventually around Drake May, whether or not he starts at the beginning of the season, I think it's incredibly tempting for this New England organization and to bring some star power in because they just, if you look at the receiving core, it's underwhelming. Their parents would be underwhelmed. Like it is disturbing how underwhelming this wide receiver core is. So I think they may be, this is a new era, of course, without Bill Belichick there. I think they may be willing to pay the iron price. It may be up to Aiyuk whether or not he wants to play in New England. That's a question he'll have to answer.
Well, the thing I can understand is why the Niners won't sign him. Except, I mean, they're so close. I mean, they haven't got over the top, but I mean, they'll just like you said, they just have Deebo Samuel, and they're tight end, and that's it. I mean, if they let him loose, they got to figure out something. They can't take this what's his name, Bourne. He's
Kendrick Bourne. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying. As I look at
he's not
because
any
some of
good.
I don't think so. You look at the reporting from NBC, and they say that in this trade, they'd get back a veteran wide receiver. All of New England's receivers stink. So whoever you get, even if you get their best guy, whoever that is, and you bring him over, that still is not in the same stratosphere as Brandon Aiyuk. So the 49ers would just immediately get worse. In an all-in Super Bowl year, it just doesn't seem to make any sense.
Well, if New England wants to overpay, let them give them all the draft choices they want because they're not close.
Exactly.
Defensively, they're very good.
Of
So
course.
you can't take them, but their coach, I don't know. He's not on the top shelf there. He's replaced with Belichick. They can say all they want about Belichick, but he won 6 Super Bowls. So don't think this guy is coming in and going to do magic tricks over there because he's not.
100%. I agree. It's going to be the Patriots are about to experience what the rest of the world has experienced the last 20 years, pal. Get in line. Yeah, this is the real world. This is what happens.
It.
We don't always all win Super Bowls. So that should be very interesting.
Belichick is, you can say all you want, but he's right there on the top, him and Lombardi. So
I agree.
It's always good talking to you. I'll tell you, some of the content, I'm glad we're getting to the season because some of the content has been ridiculous. Some of the stuff. Let's get back to talking football. Yesterday on Jake's show, I mean, some of the stuff is getting ridiculous. This Charles Charles is good when he brings forth the football, but this other stuff, and
it's just weird.
Let's keep let's keep everything in football perspective now. That's what we got to go. The other off-season stuff, leave it behind.
I love that.
I appreciate you because you're a good football guy.
I appreciate that. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for calling in. And first time, hopefully not the last time, brother. Appreciate you.
Okay. Take care, Boy Green.
All right, there he is, Dave, joining us for the first time on the show. Appreciate it. Thank you to Dave. Yeah, man, well, we're getting at it, and yeah, that's. I will tell you when people ask me like, "Oh boy, Paul, what are you looking forward to the season?" There's all kinds of exciting Jet things. I'm certainly looking forward to the season. I'm looking forward to actually talking football. We don't do any X's and O's or any of that kind of chatter normally during seasons because the Jets are out of it so instantly that there's no breakdown necessary. No one cares about my Jets making this up. Pittsburgh Steelers Week 11 take. That's not a real game that they're playing in Week 11, but like no one cares about that when they're 4 and whatever. So that'll be nice. That'll be a nice change. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. I believe we got our boy Darren here on the show. What's up, Darren?
Just walking up some stairs, you know.
Okay,
Oh,
beautiful.
all
It's
right.
an MTV Cribs episode.
Oh, you don't want to see this crib. It's never making it on MTV. It's a shit show over here. Sorry for swearing.
No, that's all right. Well, free flowing. We're on the internet.
Yeah, that's right. You don't have any censors or whatever. You're not going to crush.
Definitely not. No.
You know, throwing the S word out there. Why can't the Jets get Aiyuk? Can't we give him like $1 billion? Like who is it? EZ? No, it's not EZ that wants to do that all the time. Give everybody all the money.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about Phil.
Everybody all the money.
Yeah, you're talking about Phil as the guy. Yeah, that NY Jets FL brings up. Yeah.
He claims that he doesn't want to give everybody $1 billion, but then he says, let's give everybody $1 billion. But I still love that guy. He's got good takes.
Yeah, he is. I like Phil a lot. He's a good guy.
But my thought is, can we give him like a 5-year contract and just backload the hell out of it?
For sure. Yeah. We could. Yeah, I don't know why they're quite frankly not like kicking the tires because all these other teams, I mean, they mentioned, what is that, 5 teams or something that 49ers on NBC of the teams that were interested. So we had Commanders, Steelers, Patriots, Browns, and then there was a 5th team that's escaping me that was also in the mix. Yeah, I don't even know why we're not in the mix to at least consider it. Yeah, that is a bit strange.
And we got a great veteran receiver to send over there that makes about $11 million a year. They want a veteran. We have a veteran to get rid of. I mean, we'll save $10 million right there, $11 million, whatever it is.
Yeah, there you go.
I say you backload a contract, 2 years with Rodgers. Can you imagine Aiyuk, Williams, and Wilson?
Be pretty nice. Maybe
got
the
a
best
little Brees out of the backfield. You got a little Corley in the slot. It sounds pretty nice to me. Let's get in this. Let's get in the sweepstakes here.
Hey, we always know this is true. So this is all the stuff that's reported, and I love Matt, and he's done a really good job covering the 49ers, but there's always a surprise team that's like, you're like, whoa, wait, what? We thought it was the Titans are a great example. We thought that the Calvin Ridley sweepstake was between the Jaguars and the Patriots. All of a sudden, he signs with the Titans. Whoa, what the hell? Where's this third team? Where did that third team come from? So maybe the Jets are the team that's lurking in the bushes on this Aiyuk thing. And how spectacular would that be? Week 1, immediately Aiyuk against his old team. Oh, that'd be juicy.
We were in on Tyreek.
True.
Same contract.
Why
I'm
not
guessing
Aiyuk?
right about the same damn thing, right? $30 million.
Definitely, I would assume. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Ayuk's a great player. I really
do too.
I want to know how
people are underrating
him
in the
Super Bowl, though, Paul. How did he disappear in the Super Bowl? Why did I not throw him the ball?
That doesn't make any sense. They must have overthought it. I don't know. Do you remember what his stats were in the Super Bowl?
I don't know what they were, but he had like 2 catches or something. He had like 15 yards or something. He had nothing.
Brutal. And especially coming off that NFC Championship game. That's wild. So let's see. Let's go to the box score real quick. I have no idea. I don't know when's the last time I looked at this. Okay, so let's see. Let's scroll down on receiving. Oh yeah, Christian McCaffrey led the 49ers receiving that day. That's interesting. Yeah, 3 catches for 49 yards. That's what he had.
Yeah, and he's like an all-pro. I mean, he is.
Of course, yeah.
He's a top 5 in the league. I would say if they actually threw him the ball.
Yeah, well, yeah, that might be another problem that he has is that there's so many guys over there with Kittle and CMC and Debo and all these other guys. And he just doesn't get enough reps. Maybe that's why he would go to a different place on top of the money. That could make sense.
Yeah, but I think Debo is more of the gadget guy. Does Debo get that many receptions that are downfield? He doesn't. He gets like, out in the flats and whatever and runs people over. I don't. Debo's not nearly the receiver that Aiyuk is.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. 1,000%.
And that's not me shitting on Debo because
a good guy,
he plays a good role. He just doesn't play that role.
Yeah, he only had the one crazy season, which was the only 1,000-yard season of his career, which I did not know until now, was that 2021 77 catches, 1,400-yard season. Was like, wow. And every other season's been 800, 300, 600, 800. Like,
I didn't even know he had a season like that.
Yeah, then that was it. And then everything else has been, with all due respect, mediocre to the level that people talk about him because he just contributes in other ways that are beyond wide receiver. That's why I think it would be a big mistake if 49ers trade him because they just don't have these pure wide receivers like Aiyuk that are these star talented kids. Again, and people in the chat are like not under some people. I don't want to generalize. There are some people in the chat going, "Oh, what's the big deal with Aiyuk?" Watch the tape, people. Aiyuk is a freak.
Yeah, he's top 5. You can't
Mm-hmm.
you can't deny it. He really is that good. And he's their only real wide receiver. And again, not disparaging Debo at all, because Debo plays a great role and he's very important to that team. And then Kittle, very important to that team.
Sure.
But Aiyuk,
okay, if you were forced to pick from the poll, where would you prefer him to go? 49ers, New England, Cleveland.
I voted on it. Keep him in the NFC. Keep him in the NFC. You know, I do not want him in New England because let's say he signs that 5-year deal over there and they backload everything too. I'm not sure how much money they have. I think they have a lot of money, actually.
Yeah.
But, I mean, in a couple of years, May might actually be a good player.
And then he'll have a freak to throw to. It's a good point.
Yeah. Keep him out of definitely keep him out of the East. I mean, keep him out of the AFC altogether, but definitely keep him out of the AFC East unless it comes to the Jets.
Well, yes, of course. In that case, we've got a nice warm spot for him in the receiver room, but I love that. All right. Thanks for the call, Darren.
One more thing.
Oh, yeah,
Paul.
sure. Yeah.
Tell B-Mac I want to see a little SVU when he comes on here in a second.
Will do. Yeah. He's not called in yet, but I'll let him know. Thank you, Darren. Appreciate you. Let's get some Jet love in here, and then we'll go back to the phone lines here in a second. I can play one of these for you. Go, baby. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. My long lost brother, Big Green, here on the show. What's up, pal?
Oh, what's going on, Paul? How you doing? From Saratoga.
Oh, nice. That's where my sister was born. Nice. Okay, the horse racing country. How you doing, man?
Good. Just driving to work. I kind of want Aiyuk to go. If he's not going to the Niners, sure, let him go to New England so we can dominate him. Let all the New England fans think. Yeah, let all New England think they're gonna be good, and then just destroy their confidence, like us for 20 years.
I like it. Yeah, exactly. We owe them some receipts for the last 20 years. To be honest with you.
That's so true. So true. What do you think? Who will be starting in the slot? You think it'll be Corley, or do you think he'll have to get eased in?
I think he has to get eased in. My gut is Xavier Gibson. I think he's probably it for the first handful of games of the season, I imagine, maybe first month. And if Corley continues on this trend where he's making some splash plays in camp, but I don't think we have a level of consistency yet. I think eventually he takes a gig. But my betting, if I was a betting man, right now I'm putting that money on X.
Okay. So what else is going on in Jets news? I've been away for about 2 days.
Yeah. We had the show I was going to do before this Brandon Aiyuk stuff was the unofficial Jets depth chart drop, which drops, of course, for preseason games that we have coming up this week. So there was some interesting placement of players, but I'll end up getting to kick that show to the Woody live show at 3:00. I told him I was going to do it in the morning, but then this Aiyuk stuff was super interesting. So we'll end up doing that at 3:00. So yeah, the unofficial Jets depth chart's out, and then obviously Hassan Reddick. Where the hell is that bastard? We're looking for Waldo. Where is Hassan Reddick? So we wait on that story.
Has Corey Davis gone anywhere?
No. As far as I know, he has continued to just work out and be on his own. But it's weird because, man, he seemed gung-ho. The Jets let him be a true free agent. It seemed like there was some interest in Tennessee, but it didn't go anywhere.
Do you think we'll bring him back for a vet minimum?
It's a good question. I don't know if he's willing to come back for that, and that would be what I would believe the Jets what they'd be willing to do. I think the Jets will keep the door open on him forever because they love him as a person, but, it'll have to be a watch. Again, they've been dealing with a lot of injuries in camp, so you can never rule that out. Yep, I think you froze there, Big Green, but boy, I appreciate the call, buddy. Must have frozen the car there, but thank you for the call, pal. Yeah, I do believe so. On the Hassan Reddick thing, I think it gets solved by the end of the week. I have no insight on that. That was just my prediction, so I'm hoping I can be right. We'll see if that's true. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We got our boy Ricky New York live here on the show. What's up, Ricky?
Hey, how's it going, Paul? How you doing
Excellent,
today?
my man. Yeah, not too shabby. Where are you at in all this Aiyuk business?
You know, I think I'm good. I think I'm good with what we've got right now.
Okay.
Which, by the way, I heard you say that you like Dallas a little bit, and I can respect that. You know, Dad supports your team, you support his team.
That's right. Yeah.
However, I'm gonna throw out a bunch of stats at you real quick.
Cool. Do it.
Wide receiver stats.
Okay.
And we'll see if either you or people from the chat can guess who I'm talking about. All these stats are from 2019 up until now.
Okay.
Let me break out the glasses here.
Sure. Yeah.
Yards per route run in 2019 was third behind Michael Thomas's monster year and Stephon Diggs. 2020 was third again behind Devontae Adams and Justin Jefferson. In 2019 and 2020, led the NFL in yards after catch per reception. Yards after catch above expectation, number 1 in 2019, number 2 in 2020. 10 receptions of 50 yards or more since 2019. He had the most of anybody. 7 of those were, he had 10, 7 of them were touchdowns. Third in yards per reception. Third in passer rating when targeted, behind only Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill. Fourth versus zone coverage in that time span. Third versus man. First in short routes run. First in deep routes run. And top 10 in intermediate routes every single year. In 2021, had 4 games with 130 plus yards, second to only Cooper Kupp, who had his monster year. And a couple of those games were 145 versus the Niners and 142 versus the Bengals. That's a big old can of whoop ass that he opened. Can you guess the receiver?
Okay. 2 names immediately come to mind. CeeDee Lamb?
Nope.
Okay, well, number 2, Mike Williams?
Nope.
I'm out. Okay, who is it?
And also during the majority, over that span too, the team that he was on ranked 30th and 31st in passing 2 of those years, and he still put up those stats because the team that he was on did nothing but want to run the ball most of the time. That might be a little bit of a giveaway, maybe not. No, you want to know the answer?
Yeah. Go ahead.
AJ Brown.
Wow. Yes, the Tennessee years. Yes.
Dude, that guy is an absolute beast. And then you remember last year with Philly, he started off with 5 games, 6 games over 100 yards.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he was on the crazy. It was like 125 yards, I think. Yeah, it was crazy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you what, that guy is a top 3 receiver in this league. I would put his ass above Tyreek Hill any day of the week. He might not be as fast, but
definitely not. Yeah,
you know, just like the one game against the Steelers, he got like a 4-yard slant, juked Minkah Fitzpatrick into the turf, and took it 73 yards for a score. Like,
he's so physical.
And he's built like a running back, so he'll truck you as well as juke you. He'll truck you. I do not know why he doesn't get more credit than what he does, but that guy's. I mean, think about that. Second to only Devontae, second to only Cooper Kupp. The guy's a badass. And you know, as you were saying, not so high on Philly. Well, not only did they add Bryce Huff and Saquon Barkley, but they got Devin Smith, a good linebacker from the Buccaneers.
Of course.
They drafted Quinyon Mitchell, who was probably, in my opinion, the best corner in this draft. They got a lot better, man. And I have a feeling it's going to be a green Super Bowl this year with us and them.
Well, that would be fun. I guess the thing that I have the heebie-jeebies on as it pertains to the Eagles is just how last year went of a 10-1 start and then collapsing like a used lawn chair and then switching coordinators again for the second straight year of washing their hands clean and getting new guys in there, calling the offensive and defensive plays. You know, sometimes that could work and sometimes that could flop. But Sean McDermott, right, in Buffalo, they got two more guys over there. It's either gonna go great, or it's gonna go terrible, and he has no one else to blame. So a lot of pressure, but yeah. The Eagles have a lot of talent, man. I love Saquon, man. Yeah, A.J. Brown is a freak.
Yeah, you know what? I think, I think they go back to the Super Bowl this year, and God willing, we meet them there. So
okay. I love it. And Ricky, way to bring stats to the table. Legitimate stats. Look at you.
We're looking at 13 wins this year. I mean,
baby.
That's the way it got, 13 years since the playoffs. Jordan Travis was 13 after his team went undefeated with 13 wins. The number 13 is everywhere. It's staring us in the face. It's not my fault if you can't see the hints. It's out there. The universe has put it out there. So everybody get on board. This is our year. I'm all hyped up. Yesterday I got my Ricky New York pop.
Wait, what the?
Yeah. And
whoa.
It even looks like he's wearing the Sauce jersey.
It does. It looks like Gene Simmons. Wow. Okay.
I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take that and a fourth of his money.
Yeah, well, let me see that real quick. What is Gene? Okay, let's play a game. You just asked me a trivia game. What do you believe Gene Simmons' net worth is?
Oh gosh, it's probably something really obscene and more than it should be. I'm not really a fan, but I'll tell you what, he'll slap the KISS logo on anything and sell it. That guy's a businessman. Probably a better businessman than a musician, even.
Hey now.
But what is his net worth? Now you've got me curious. What is his net worth?
$400 million is old Gene Simmons there. Sign me up. Yeah, you want a quarter of that? They get a nice fat $100 million check to the Ricky New York residence. There you
go. I'll take it. As a matter of fact, I'll take an eighth.
Okay. Wow. What a guy. Look, you're a great negotiator. I love it. Look at you, guy. Very nice.
Right on. Anyways,
thanks for the call,
have a great morning, Paul, and go Jets.
Damn straight, Ricky. And bringing all the stats. Okay. I like walking away like I learned something here. By the way, let me play these. We have a brand new member right now from something that just happened, but I missed Jared B yesterday. StreamYard apparently made an update where I can no longer see the super chat and membership the way that I used to. So I'm going to have to be paying even more attention, and you guys are going to have to yell at me if I miss that in the future, because they did change a setting here, so it's not as obvious to me when we get a member. So that's unfortunate. So hopefully StreamYard puts that back so I could give the proper love, but we did have one yesterday. So there you go. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We got our guy Hep here on the show. What's up, Hep?
Hey, Paul. I'm just curious. Did Corey Davis ever sign with anybody?
He did not. Corey Davis remains a free agent.
He must really hate the Jets or something. I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, I know, because right, like the Jets come out and say, "Oh boy, we love Corey. The door's always open," and then he just retires randomly at the late August, and then he's like, "All right, I'm coming back." And then the Jets again said, "Hey, we'd love to leave the door open." He's like, "Hey, can I be a free agent? I don't know why we need to do that, but okay." And then he's just been hanging out there. Yeah, that's very bizarre. Someone needs to, a detective has to break the case of the curious case of Corey Davis. What the hell happened there? Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't understand, because it'd be nice to have. He would be pretty good for this,
right now.
Mike, up and going.
Exactly.
But anyway, I regress. Anyway, I was thinking. I spoke to Ian about doing that Monday Night Football thing, and he's receptive to it. I'm not. I don't have anything. It'd have to be Game 4. I spoke to Matt O'Leary, but he's going to the game on 4. He's going to that
because that's their Talking Jets thing. Right.
He's going to that. He can't do it. And I know that Jake is a little apprehensive about doing live shows like that, watching the game, because he loses control. You know, he said he'll start cursing, doing crazy shit on Zillow. So you might want to ask Wood somebody else, because it's a cool thing. When he does it, I just turn down the sound on my thing and I listen to those guys talk. You know,
that's cool.
And you get all your fans in there and everybody's going back and forth. It's a fun thing. You've seen it, right?
I have. I've tuned in a few times, but to be honest, most of the time, normally, I'm not. I have. So, long story short, I have not done it before, but I'd be curious to check it off the bucket list. It sounds fun, and with all the fan engagement and live reacting to the game and stuff, it could be pretty cool. So, yeah, week 4, let's plan for it. That'd be cool. I'll reach out to Ian and see if we can put it all together. If that'd be cool, and that'll be a Hep baby.
All right, love you guys. I'll see you on the rebound.
All right, appreciate you, Hep. Okay. Some sort of a play-by-play for Jets Broncos. So, long story short, instead of listening to whatever the idea is, for those that have not been getting all the Hep calls the last couple of days, is that we'd all be watching Jets, oh my God, my brain. Jets Broncos. Jesus. I just had a seizure or something. Like Jets Broncos. We'd be watching it all on the TV, but you turn down your TV and then we'd be doing like a live show. So like my commentary is almost like a play-by-play for the game. And you have a few people in it that are just kind of reacting and live going, and we're having all the fun shenanigans that we normally would. So it's an interesting thought. So apparently Ian is receptive. Hep is playing Will Smith from the movie Hitch. He's like, hey, I heard Paul's available coming up in a couple weeks. Like, oh, well, I guess I could make something happen. I mean, Hep's lighting the candles. He's setting the music. The mood is right. Okay. All righty. You love to see it. Speaking of memberships, baby, we got another one. I'm paying attention this time. Alrighty, baby. We got a brand new member to the party, and that is NY Jets Superfan. Well, it's your lucky day, buddy, because this is a channel that talks all things New York Jets. You're now officially a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. By the way, let me do a quick check. Let's get an update, because we do have a Jared B emoji. It's waiting in the wings, but we need the correct amount of memberships to make that happen. So let me check the YouTube overlords to see exactly the number we need to unlock that emoji, so I can give you guys the latest here. Let me see. Go to members. Okay. All right. Let's go to perks, and then it'll tell me behind the scenes here how many more members we need. Oh, that can't be right. It says, oh, maybe some people dropped off, I guess. Good Lord. Okay. Well, if that's true, then we're up to 20 members away. So sorry, folks. We're going to have to keep chipping away at that one. We must have lost a few members recently. So we'll have to go back and check that. So we're a little further away then from the Jared B emoji, but we'll try to get to that in due time, Jared B. Hang on tight, brother. We have that emoji waiting behind the scenes for that. But as Darren says, hit the like button, hit subscribe. That's a free way everyone can be discussing. Yes, baby. Okay, let's go back to the phone lines. We got Brandon here on the show. What's up, Brandon?
What's up, bud? You doing good today?
Yeah, and I love these like Chris Collinsworth like slide-ins you're doing, but like you're doing it from like bedside. So like, here we are. How you doing, buddy? Good. So like I love it. So yeah, keep those going, buddy.
Well, the other night when I called in, and I've noticed this in the past. I don't know why, but I get really close to the camera when I'm talking, and y'all can probably see like boogers and stuff. But
I can see your pores. It's very nice. I could feel your hot breath on the back of my neck. It's a little intimate, but I will tell you. Oh, wait. Hang on tight, Brandon. We got another membership, baby.
Well, I like to hear.
Beautiful. Shout out to Shadow Realm. We have Sharp_Instincts that has now joined the channel, baby. So now I believe that's now, if it didn't count the other one. So we're hanging around 1918 memberships away from Jared B's emoji being unlocked. So Shadow Realm, thank you for doing your part. And we can try to make up the difference here of some of these memberships to get it there for it. Beautiful. Yes, that's what Ricky was saying. Several of the memberships expired, so number occasionally goes down. So, yeah, I believe we are 18 away now from Jared B's membership, baby. Or not membership, excuse me, but rather his emoji being unlocked. It was already made by Snowball. It's waiting in a vault. It just has to be unlocked. It has to be open. 18 members away. But anywho, back to you, Brand. Sorry for the interruption.
Oh no, I'm glad. I'm glad to hear we're getting some more members and whatnot. People are getting back on there when their memberships expire.
Yeah.
So the Brandon Aiyuk whole situation.
Yeah.
I think he's going to New England. I and you can check this, but I feel like New England they pick up a lot of San Francisco receivers. I mean, wasn't Kendrick Bourne? Didn't he play?
He was 100%.
There's a couple other, but they're I don't know. They're slipping my mind at the moment. But you know, I heard somebody say earlier that you know, stay in San Francisco. We don't want to have to go up against him.
Yeah.
You know, I disagree. I want us to go up against the best of the best every week, which either way we're going to be playing him probably. I mean, unless he goes to the Browns. I mean, either way, I definitely do not see him going to the Browns with them having Amari Cooper and Jerry Jeudy. They have Elijah Moore still too, I'm pretty sure. So
they do.
I just and plus I read somewhere the other day that Cleveland is going to be utilizing Njoku more.
Yeah, the tight end. So, wait, we've got another one, baby. Let it rain. All right, shout out to Uncle Tio, Da411 on New York Sports and Da411 on gifting memberships, apparently. Oh, boy, I probably shouldn't say this name, but I guess I have no choice as a member. It is the _pussy_assassin. Sorry to any of our children listeners that had to get that handle in there. But nonetheless, another member to the party, and thank you for the specific nature of your name. TPA, whoever you are. So congratulations on the membership, you sickos. Haha, Paul Reddit, you guys are sick. You guys did that on purpose, but that's okay. So another member, we're like, I think, again, I'm trying to keep a live ticker or something. That'd be easier. 17 away. The best membership gift yet. You people are sick. Anywho, back to you, Brandon.
Oh, well, that's basically, I was just kind of thinking, you know, I think he's going to go to New England, and I'm not really worried about it. I do think he's a good receiver, but we've got Sauce. We've got Reed. We've got Michael Carter. I mean, and we've got that, what's the new guy that he's really been impressing too? Quantrez, is that right?
Oh, yeah, Quantez Stiggers. Yep.
Yeah.
He's been making plays.
I'm really not worried about any teams. I mean, Miami has a good receiving group, and anyway, I think we match up, and I think the more teams we play that have great receivers, I think that's just going to build our confidence, and that's just going to make us to where we can hang with all these other guys, and that's pretty much what I was going to say. So anyway, thanks for having me on, bud.
Well, Brandon, thank you for inspiring all of those memberships, including TPA, our latest member to the Boy Green Coffee Club family. Come on in. Brandon, thank you for your contributions. We appreciate you, pal. What a guy. Brandon joining us. Yes, well, thank you to the 700 people that are watching live right now on a Tuesday morning. You people are amazing. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe, show your support. Let's keep those memberships going, baby. We want to unlock this Jared B emoji. The sooner the better. I don't know if we can get to it today because 17 members away, I believe is the number we're at. Is a lot of memberships, but hang on tight, people. We'll see if we can get some more love spread in the chat here. You guys can either join the membership yourself. It's the first link in the YouTube description. You click that, you can join yourself. You can also gift memberships. Hit that little money sign in the comment section and feel free to give some memberships, baby. We'll see if we can get a little bit closer for Jared B. Let's go back to the phone lines. We've got the other half of the 411. That is JB Money. Johnny Boy here on the program. What's up, Johnny?
Boy Green, what's going on, brother? How you holding up, man?
I'm doing well, and it's good to hear your FM tones here at 8:34 in the morning.
I appreciate that, man. Hey, dude, it's crazy with the Aiyuk stuff, man. It's kind of getting really like insanely and nuts over there in San Francisco. It's a good thing for us, man. Hopefully he's not there and he's out, and I hope he goes to
Yeah, who do you want?
Seattle.
Where do you want him to go?
Go to Seattle. Go somewhere else.
There you go.
Go
Option
NFC.
D. I like that.
I don't want him, even though we play Seattle this year, but that'll be a good look for us for the first game itself. I don't know, man. It's I did want to ask you in regards of this Hassan Reddick stuff more than anything, right?
Okay.
And and the other thing, you were right. My bad on your dad was right on the.
Yeah, I just double checked it after. I'm like, you know what? Let me just check, and I'll do the math myself because I did the Google thing. But I'm like, we know what Rodgers is, or Dak is easy because like he's only been in the league that long, so all his numbers are right. Let's double check Rodgers. I just pulled out calculator. Boop, 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 boop. Like I said, it was like 3,000 yards off or something.
Yeah, I added a 2015 when I should have added a 20, and that was the 3,000 yards.
Yeah,
on there. But the Hassan Reddick stuff, man, like what's your? I mean, do you think he ever comes on overdue? Because it's over $1 million now.
Yeah, it's at like almost
insane.
$1.5 million. It's very close. It might be a few shekels short of $1.5 million, but it's well over $1 million. So it's at least in the like 1.2 range. But it's hard to keep track because you got the $50,000 a day fine from holding out of training camp. You have the $300,000 optional bonus. You have the $250,000 bonus from OTAs. You have the $100,000 bonus from minicamp. You just start adding up all. Long story short, it's a big ass pile of money. So again, I think I described it yesterday on the Connor show that it's annoying right now. That's what it is. I'm sure it's annoying for Solid Answer. It's annoying for Douglas to deal with. It's annoying for us as fans. Like, come on, man. Like this season, everything seems lined up. Aaron Rodgers coming back, us kicking ass, us winning the Super Bowl. And the only like annoying quote unquote thing that's kind of hanging here in the mix is the fact that this guy's just not showing up to camp. So it's not painful yet, is what I've said. It's not painful yet. It's not like, oh boy, now he's not going to be ready for the season. I'm not there yet. But shoot, we are 3 days away from being a month away from the season, if you want to put it in those terms. September 9th is when the Jets kick off the season against the 49ers. That is a month and 3 days away. So it's rapidly approaching. We are soon going to reach a territory where what's going to happen is maybe Hassan Reddick's a professional and it doesn't take him a lot of time to get ready. But if there's any issues week 1 or week 2, we're going to be like, damn, man, if he just would have shown up on time, we wouldn't be dealing with this. And I don't want to have that storyline to address on a future show because that's something in theory we can all control and make sure this BS isn't going on. So right now it's annoying, but I still believe to my prediction, again, no inside sources on this whatsoever, that it gets done before the first preseason game. And I hope rubber meets the road. Like, let's just figure this out. Like, let's push it over the top. But again, I don't know what happened to the optimistic talks we had like 2 weeks ago. Apparently all for naught.
So if he doesn't show up, do you think that's a big hole for us?
No doubt. Again, I am an optimistic guy, and everyone knows that. That's my bag. You don't get to control the cards you're dealt in life, but how you react to them. So I'm an optimistic guy. I love being optimistic. But if I'm being real, and I try to balance those lines, boy, Hassan Reddick is a freak, and not having so. For me to not be worried, Will McDonald has to make this massive leap. And if he does, all of a sudden we're like, okay, not bad. We could get away with this for a while because I think eventually Reddick will suit up for the Jets. But obviously he can make it incredibly uncomfortable. Again, using words, right? So if he skips the preseason and then we start like getting close to the season, he can continue to make it uncomfortable for the Jets. But again, both sides need each other. Reddick's going to turn 30 in September. The Jets are trying to win a Super Bowl. So at the end of the day, both sides need each other. And I imagine the rubber eventually meets the road there and comes in. But what can at least help it in the meantime is if Will McDonald is going crazy, if Jermaine Johnson continues to make another leap, and then the defensive tackles. We don't really talk about the interior rushers much, but Javon Kinlaw, Likey Foch, all of a sudden they're better than we think. Quinnen goes back to some of the crazy sack production we saw. He was a really good player last year, not even talk about sacks, but those kind of things, and everyone else stepping up. And obviously the offense being better, which means less of an impact on the defense. I think all of that are important pieces to the puzzle.
Yeah, and that was going to be my point. You beat me to it with the Will McDonald situation itself, because Salah keeps talking about Will McDonald. He keeps talking about his weight issues. So, Salah, man, he never talks about players like that. He never says anything like that. So it's been very intriguing for him to talk in regards about Will McDonald and saying that he's had these issues. Would that hinder him, you think? I mean, Hassan Reddick is starting to be more of a problem than we thought.
Yeah, unfortunately.
unfortunately. So I hope, like you said, I'm still there. I'm hoping that he wakes up today and he's like, you know what? I miss football and I want to go play football.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes back to us because guy's a beast. He's a monster. How many sacks he's had in the last how many years? And
yeah, 50 and a half sacks over the last 4 years, 4 straight double-digit sack seasons. That's 4th best in the NFL.
Exactly. So, but hey, BG, man, make sure everybody go ahead, get some membership, subscribe, hit that, smack that like, man. You already know, Coffee Club in the building. BG, the new Judgment Day is here.
I have not seen it yet. I've not seen Raw, so I'm excited. I heard you talk about it last night, and I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to see it because I have no idea what you're talking about. So I've seen no spoilers, so
dude,
I can't wait.
It was a good episode, bro. Look,
ooh, okay.
If people are not watching WWE right now, you're missing out. It is back. I know this is Jet stuff, bro, but
yeah.
Like Bailey's a Jet fan, I think. I heard half of the whole roster is a Jet fan, so
okay, there you go.
But it's so good, dude.
That's a good tease. I'm gonna have to watch that later tonight when I get back from the radio station.
Yeah, good luck, brother. I appreciate you, man. JETS, baby. Jets.
Love it. There he is, Johnny. And well, we got a super chat. Hey, man, if people give super chats, I will read them because I'm a man of the people. B-Mac, you suck. That's from Darren. I feel like I can always do cameos now. You can pay me to insult people in your life. Darren says, B-Mac, you suck, buddy. You suck. Hey, man. Hey, paid a super chat. If you want, give a super chat back, and I'll tell Darren he sucks. But, hey, man. Yeah, that's how the game works. That's how the game works. So, baby, we got another membership. Let's play it. Freaking go. The memberships are picking up steam, baby. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. And this goes to Jahani Ace. Jahani Ace. Welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to Uncle Tio, a.k.a. the 411 on New York Sports, which is every Friday night at 6 o'clock. Make sure you guys check out their YouTube channel. That takes us to the 15, 16 member range away from Jared B getting that emoji. So thank you, everybody, for pumping up the love on the memberships. That means a lot. And again, according to the YouTube overlords, we have to keep hitting lines in the sand to reach the potential for new emojis. That's just how the YouTube gods work. So I appreciate you guys working with YouTube to try to make that happen. So let's keep chipping away. Jerby's a great guy. He totally deserves it. So thank you, everybody, for sending those in. The Jerby emoji continues to wait in the vault. So, yes, as De411 says, let's pay it forward. You guys can join memberships either live on this show or live later. We will be back, baby. So make sure you do it. And Darren, you said you don't know how to gift Paul. There should be a money sign in your comment section, and you should be able to click that and gift membership. So it should work that way. I was testing it out, showing my dad earlier, so that should be how it goes. The little money sign that you have it there. But yes, pay it forward. I'll be back on live at 3 o'clock. We'll see if maybe we could get to the Jared B emoji reveal live on Boy Green Meets Woody later. I hope so. That'd be awesome. We'll be live again at 3 o'clock to the 750 people in the room. Good Lord, on a Tuesday morning. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe, show the support, show the love, and also do that as well. Darren says it doesn't show there, so I guess you'll have to do that on the computer. I thought I could do it on my phone, but maybe it's Androids, iPhones, different phones. Not sure. I will also see if I could try to get a link to gifting memberships in the channel description. I'll work on that behind the scenes. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I got to run to the radio show. We're going to talk more about this Brandon Aiyuk stuff. Nick Faria joined us at 10:30 for more Jets coverage. Plus, I'll have a Giants Insider at 11:30 as well. And look, Jersey Jet just figured it out. There's a gifted membership, baby. Let's throw another one on the board. Jersey Jet for giving it out here, and Axios was just gifted a membership, baby. I love it. So welcome to the show, and thank you, Jersey Jet. Okay, that brings us to like 15 members. I'll get the update from the YouTube overlords after to see where we end up doing it. And Ricky says you can't do it on the phone, he thinks. So, yeah, it must be a desktop, laptop thing, but you guys should have that available with the money sign. Jersey Jet, thank you so much. Thank you guys for the memberships, baby. And Axios, welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Just $2.99 a month. It's a coffee a cup of coffee, or less than that, as some people have told me. I don't drink coffee, so I wouldn't know. But Coffee Cub. Make sure you guys check it out. God bless. Thanks, everybody, for joining. We'll be back live at 3 o'clock. We'll take you there. And see